Hello, this is Skylit Lake reading The Hiccups of Kota's Journey in UA by Rose with an AO3 Addiction. One shot. Summary. Kota is tired. He should have expected this, and yet here he is. Oh, Nezu. Honestly, Kota couldn't believe it. It has been over a month of being an UA student and he still feels like he's dreaming about it. Sure, he didn't show his excitement throughout the preparation, but he definitely is eager to go there. Growing up with pro heroes might have guaranteed him a spot in UA either way, but he declined the offer that his aunt gave him to go in with recommendation. In his mind, he needed to prove himself, and if he had to fight robots with bare hands and a water-based quirk, and a couple of prayers to the rat god Nezu for protection over him, then so be it. Now that he's here, he's still questioning himself. While he spaces off to oblivion at night, he asks himself, does he deserve this spot in the hero course? Wait, no, he knows that he deserves this spot in Class 1A, fair and square. Eri said so, his aunt said so, and Dekuni said so as well. Oh yeah, Dekuni. He didn't know this fact after he had entered the Class 1A, that Dekuni, his longtime idol Dekuni, is going to be his homeroom teacher. He is embarrassed himself for a week by how ecstatic he was of this fact. Maybe that's why he's still questioning himself. It felt like all his wildest dreams coming true, and he's just waiting for the rug to be pulled under him. So he honestly shouldn't be surprised when the rug came by one Monday morning in a form of... Good morning, students! Dekuni cheerfully greets the class as usual, though it lacks the underlying awkwardness that Dekuni usually brings. After a month, half his class has started to see Dekuni as more than a normal, boring old quirkless teacher they had as a homeroom teacher. That is one thing that irks him as a UA student, is how some of them can be assholes. They aren't actually bad people, but they seriously need to stop judging people by their covers. Dekuni had never told the newer generation about his legendary past acts as Hero Deku. People, of course, still remember him, and some are still fans of the Hero Deku. Cough cough himself. Cough cough. But some of his idiotic classmates weren't that exposed to the war like he was, which baffled him of all things. How the hell didn't you know about the hero deck? Kota-kun, are you listening? You can hear his class snicker at him as he snaps back from his daydreaming session. Oh, sorry Midori-sensei. He did not squeak thank you very much. He needs to stop angry thinking. He's starting to sound like a certain blonde. Dekuni being Dekuni only gave a fond sigh at him before continuing like nothing had ever happened. As I was saying earlier, I want to congratulate you all for being in this class for a month now. The class cheered. Kota didn't get why Dekuni congratulated them for just existing in this class. But hey, he can't help but feel a little proud of himself. Hearing Dekuni praise his class like that. And since the sports festival is around the corner, I would like to invite a special guest to motivate this class to succeed this year. The class started to whisper conspicuously when Dekuni paused for anticipation. He didn't join them though. Dekuni looked too excited for this, and he felt like something was wrong. Before he could question anything more, a frustrating, familiar loud explosion burst the door open. Standing there, being almighty, is the one and only hero himself, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite, appearing from the depths of hell. As the class screeches in excitement, Kota can only groan while rubbing his temple. It looks like the first rug has been pulled off him. Extras! Bakugo fucking Katsuki scoffs, and then at them as a greeting, and stomps over towards Dekuni, holding his waist automatically without doubt. He didn't even have to see it happening for him to know where that hand lingered. Oh, Nezu. He thought that going to UA will minimize his time seeing Bakugo fucking Katsuki, yet here he is, scowling at the class like it offended him, while the class only roared even more at his reaction. One downside of being tutored or trained or hanging out with Dekuni in general is that Bakugo fucking Katsuki will always be there. No matter how short his time with Dekuni was, he will still be there, not wanting to leave for some fucking reason. And here Kota thought that Dekuni teaching in UA will stop that. But no. The two Wonder Duo, as the former 1A called them, had been dating ever since third year. And the longer they are in a relationship, the more obnoxious they are. No one knew of his suffering though, because no one knows the inside information like Kota does. Everyone in this class will soon realize that Bakugo fucking Katsuki being here will just be a start of a death sentence. Whether it's third wheeling them or... You guys must be confused by Dynamite, son, is here, right? Dekuni asked nobody in particular, but the students eagerly answered him anyway. Kota might be suffering, but at least Dekuni looked happy. Other than Q&A sessions for today, I have plans and talk to Dynamite and Ozawa-sensei. Kota smirked with the slip-up, calling Uncle Shoto sensei still. That if one of you guys didn't reach the third round of the sports festival this year, you'll be fighting the Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite one-on-one, all out. Isn't that fun? So don't be scared of not winning this year's sports festival, because you still have Dynamite to spar with. Or that. Another thing Kota hates about Bakugo fucking Katsuki is that he tends to bring the worst of Dekuni when they're together. He might as well just add, without backup and without mercy at the end of the speech, because the underlying threat is there. Dekuni is the sweetest person to be around, but he is also the most determined and scariest person around if need be. Bakugo fucking Katsuki just seems to rile the latter side of Dekuni because that sounds like a fucking threat. It doesn't help that the fucking bastard is now smirking. Knowing that the class knows that dying while winning is the best outcome than living to endure the quote-unquote spar with Bakugo fucking Katsuki. Not noticing the tension around the room thickening, Dekuni doesn't stop rambling, opting to cheer talk how exciting it is to spar with the Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite, and how low-key jealous he is, while the class plus him look around to gauge the other's expression. Kota can vaguely see the horrified realization of the class when, as a whole, they realize that, yes, Midoriya-san is being serious, and yes, expulsion is better than dying in the hands of Dynamite. That year, he swore that when the sports festival third round rolled up, the round was full of class 1As and maybe one or two students from other classes. Bonus. Congrats, Midoriya. Your class seemed to be determined to win this year's sports festival. By the looks of it, they're succeeding. Shota hummed over his third cup of coffee as he leans beside Hisashi. What are you feeding them, listener? Yeesh, did I just saw a little tamaki bite someone's ankle? Youch! The blonde looks in horror at what the class are willing to do just to win. Shota notes that Hizashi is not looking at the arena anymore, but more so turning his attention at the problem child, searching for something in his pleased expression. Looking down at the arena from the teacher's VIP corner, with prideful tears threatening to fall from his eyes any second now. Midoriya finally breaks his attention to face at his two former teachers before smiling his trademark smile he has had since first year. That's all on them, Yamada-sensei. I just tell them that there's always a safety net to catch them when they fall. I'm glad that Kachan can be a reassuring presence to my students. Midoriya's voice almost wobbled at the end of his sentence, not noticing both separate expressions from the other two teachers, one of horror and the other of realization. So that's why you asked for a visitation of a pro hero last week. Shota sounds almost pleased at the thought before finishing with, finally, those kids will need to be toughened up a little. That's worse than expulsion threats! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a special recording since I have somehow managed to get my hand on a vodka crush. I'm not sure if you know what that is. I don't promote drinking, but it makes my mind a bit more quieter, so it's just so much more easier to record things. There's no way I'm getting demonetized either because I'm not monetized in the first place. But yeah, that's. Plus, I'm taking like a monster as well. I want you guys guess to which kind of monster it is because it's the only good flavor out there. Also, I called the Mexican one for like a good semester because I did not know what it was called, even though its name, now looking at it, is right on the can. Anyway, how do you like Katsuki's full legal name? Bakugo fucking Katsuki. Because I'm pretty sure that is his legal name at that point. Because I think that's how everyone, he says his middle name so often, like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck him. It's just a lot. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye!